Hello everyone, this is Ms. Shaista Khanum from Vidyavardhini's College of Engineering and Technology. In last two videos, we have seen how to create GUI using Tkinter module. So in our last videos, we have seen that how to create a root window, then how if in a root window, then how we can give the label to it, we can display the label. Then in our second video, we have seen, see, there are two types of child window we can add in Tkinter. One is canvas and one is frame. Canvas is used for drawing purpose, where we can draw the lines, then shapes, different shapes, and we can make a different drawing. So that we have seen in a last video. Now this is the third video in which we want to see that how to use a frame. So frame is another type of child window which is used where the like we can where the widgets can be created. So widgets are nothing but buttons, menus, labels. So these are the different widgets can be created and we can use it for some application. So here first thing, see, in order to see that, right, so here first of all we'll see how to create a button. So first of all, we know that we have to import the Tkinter module, and after that, see, we'll leave this part that first of all root, then we are creating a root window having the name as root, and then we are creating a frame, right? F is equals to frame root, which is nothing but what, here I'm creating this is nothing but a child window named as frame, and this is nothing but what, created under root window, and the height and the width of this window, the frame, is nothing but 400 and 500 pixels. Then here we are using this command f dot propagate into bracket 0 is nothing but to not to allow it to shrink it, and then f dot pack. So definitely we are packing this label. So after that, so this is nothing but what, basically how the frame will be created. After creating, see, if I'll use only this much, right, so I'll comment this line first of all, and I'll show you what will happen. So here you can see this is nothing but a frame created, so nothing is there in this. Right now in this frame I want to add the widget, so this is nothing but what, a size of what we have mentioned in a frame. Now next what we'll see, we want to create a button. So here I'm creating a b is nothing but a class, it is nothing but what, a object of a class button, where this button is nothing but what, I can say a child window which is created under f. So f is nothing but a frame, and in the frame I'm creating a button. So this button, then what I see here next is text. Text is nothing but what will be written on my button. So I'm writing my button. You can write button 1, 2, red, anything, like what, based on what application you are making. Then width and the height is nothing but what, width or height of the button. Then BG is a background color of a button, and FG is a foreground color of a button. Active background and active foreground is nothing but when the button will be pressed, what will happen. So when the button will be pressed, the active background will be green color and the active foreground will be red color. Now definitely after just defining this, I have to pack this. So b dot pack is nothing but I have written a class, and then now I'm running it. So here you can see this button is created. Now over here when I create this button, so you can see my background color here, what we have mentioned. See here we have mentioned that background color is yellow, so this is nothing but a button background color, and this is nothing but sorry. So this is nothing but my background color is yellow, and the foreground color is nothing but blue. That is nothing but this text is written with blue. Now when I press it, if I press it, you can see my active background color is green and the color of the text is becoming red, what we have mentioned. Now definitely we want that if I press the button something should happen. So what should happen? So that I have written is nothing but, for that I have to write what happens when the button is pressed. For that we are defining a function, define button click self. Here what I'm mentioning to do that, right here I'm mentioning if the button is pressed, what should happen? It should print that you have clicked me. So this is nothing but what an operation will be done when the button will be pressed. Now after this, see this function has been written, but this function has to be attached with this button. For that purpose we are using a command b.bind. B is nothing but what? Object of a class button. So b.bind, I'm binding it. Now what I'm binding? I'm binding a function which is nothing but what? Button click, name of this function. And what is this button one? Button one is nothing but, see here we have to mention key mouse which operation. See here button one, if I'm writing, this is nothing but what? On right click of a mouse. Button 2, then the center button. Center button nowadays is not available, so we are not using button 2. Then button 3. Button 3 is nothing but a left click. So here I'm writing button 1. That means when I press right click on this button, what will happen? This should happen. So now if I'll run, you can see now what happened over here. You can see when I'm pressing this button, it is mentioning you have clicked me, right? So in this way, now next, along with that, suppose if I want to display some label also. So already I've covered that label in a last video, just some more points in this. Here you can see, here I have defined lb1. lb1 is nothing but what? Object of a class label, which is created under frame window f, which is nothing but a child of f window, which is nothing but a frame. Now text, what text I want to display, that text I'm writing. Now next what I'm writing, width and a height, what I'm mentioning, I'm allotting some space for this text. So this is nothing but I'm mentioning width and height. If I'll keep this width very small, then my some of the data can be skipped. So next is font. What is font? Is simple, like which type of, like you want to use Courier, Times Roman, and this is nothing but I'm mentioning the size of the font size, and this is nothing but bold and underline. So as you want to decorate it, depending upon that you can mention most of the thing. So here this font is nothing but what? I'm creating a tuple inside it. So and then after that definitely you have to pack this label, right? So now if I'll run this, so you can see now the label is also displayed. So here you can see, if I press it, kindly press the required button, so you can see. So I hope this will be clear, right? You can try this for some other application also. Thank you so much.